in the app. You know what time of the year it is? It's
No.
the rodeo road trip.
Oh, good.
Which is not going well for the Spurs. They are 0 for 4 in their first 4 games. This is game 5. They got to go 8 on the road to make way for the rodeo. LaMarcus Aldridge put the Spurs up 1 and then takes a pass, makes a tough lay in there, so makes it a 3-point game. It was close, though. 10 seconds to go here. Grizzlies down 2. Jaren Jackson drives but fouled by LaMarcus Aldridge, which is actually a really smart play because it forces Jackson, who is a rookie, to go to the line with the game on the line, and Jackson needs to make them both. Jackson, no, missed the first one. Aldridge had 22 points, 11 rebounds, and the Spurs off the road trip tonight. They get win number 1.
They used to have the circus road trip in Chicago. You and I are both from Illinois.
Yes. Now they got the rodeo going.
Anthony Davis and the Pelicans hosting the Magic, and Davis struggled early on, guys. He would get it together, and obviously it's been chaotic with the Pelicans recently, but can't hit the wide-open jumper there. Later in the second quarter, you're going to watch as he drives left, throws it up, can't get that to fall either. First half, guys, 0 for 6 from the floor, 1 point from the line. The third time he's gone 0 for 6 or worse in the first half of a game in his career. Meanwhile, Nikola Vucevic, he is proving why he's an all-star, getting the feet on the block and hitting the J, then one-on-one with Davis, wins that battle. He's there to clean up some messes, too, off the glass as the Magic win this one 118-88. Pelicans shot just 38%. And here's what Anthony Davis had to say following that Pelicans blowout loss. "We sucked," Davis said. "Nobody was interested in playing is what it looked like." For more on the Pelicans, let's send it out to Mike Greenberg.
All right, Jen, thank you very much. And RJ still with us as we get set for Get Up in just a couple of minutes. And so you have Anthony Davis here, and they're embarrassed at home last night by a bad team. He doesn't want to be there. What is going on there? How does this thing come to some sort of resolution?
Well, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They need to lose, and that's why they're not going to play Anthony Davis. One, the more you plan, you increase the risk of injury, but also you just want to get a good draft pick. And keeping him on your team, and you decided not to trade him, so you knew what you were getting yourself into. So the tanking is a negative word, but you want to be in a spot where you're losing because it gives you a chance to get a better draft pick.
I get it. So, but now you're sort of doing it halfway. Why not just bench him? Is it just because the league told them not to?
Well, I think it sends a very, very bad message, right? If that was the case and you should have let him go if you were just going to not play him. I think ultimately Anthony Davis wants to play basketball. He just wants to be in a position to compete. So you don't want to just send a guy home that actually wants to play, but just at a higher level.
RJ and Jalen and Phil Mickelson live, and a bunch of football coming your way on Get Up in just a few minutes here on ESPN. But right now, let's
On SportsCenter, so a bit of an ew moment last night. Klay Thompson and the Warriors taking on the Jazz. This is from the Oracle. This is the ew moment. Thompson tries to push off Donovan Mitchell, but appears, I'm just going to say, no, he does hurt his finger. When your finger gets caught in the jersey and comes out pointing in the wrong direction. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't want to look at it. The Warriors called it a sprain. He went to the locker room, and then 28 minutes later, he came back into the game, and I think the finger looks just fine. What did they do to that thing? The Warriors did struggle, though. They started 1 of 13 from three-point range, but don't worry, it's the Warriors. They would get a little heated. Curry, you should always probably put a man on him. They didn't. That's his first 3, and then the next possession, Draymond Green sets the screen for Curry, and he does it again. So there's another one for Curry. Started slow, got hot, had 5 threes by the end of the game. So that's boom, boom, boom. Kevin Durant, this time to Andre Iguodala, corner 3. Warriors hit 3 threes in a row, but they only led by 3 at the half. In the third now, Jazz down 2. Donovan Mitchell, I can do it. He hits that 3, and then a few possessions later, a little bit space, hits that one. 25 points from Mitchell. The Jazz scored 40 points in the third quarter, and they led by 3. That's it. Fourth quarter now, Warriors trailing by 2. Thompson played 32 minutes, even missing time to fix the boo-boo. 22 points. Kevin Durant kicks it out to Curry. Off balance, doesn't matter. And then another one for Curry. Hits it. That would pretty much do it. 24 points for Curry. 5th straight win for the Warriors. Thompson, KD, Steph, they all scored at least 20. The Warriors are 41-4.
Drew McKay now joining us in studio to break down The Lakers-Hawks game, and it's been a rough stretch for the Lakers recently, allowing nearly 136 points per game over their last 3.
Oh, my goodness.
And the Hawks would get off to a hot start today.
Yeah, and look at all these threes. I mean, that one is sort of contested, but the rest that follow, largely uncontested threes. Like, this is a problem on defense for the Lakers.
That's Vince Carter hitting the 3 there. Like a fine wine, guys. Gucci Mane of the audience loves the effort. Not to be confused with Gucci Mane, a team anchor on our network. LeBron would get his teammates involved, however, and that's huge. A big assist night for LeBron.
Yeah, despite all the drama with this Lakers organization and saying, hey, LeBron has a big part of it, he still comes to play each and every game.
LeBron dishing off to his teammates regularly. They're open for shots. Ooh, takes a veteran to see something like that. 15 assists through 3 quarters there, most by a Laker since Kobe Bryant had 17 in 2015. We go to the 4th quarter, Hawks up 5, and Trae Young gets LeBron with the matchup, drives right by him.
See, that's what you do if you have a mismatch, and even though it's LeBron James, you got to beat him to the basket, but look at LeBron right here, and one son, too strong.
LeBron too strong but needed help. That's his 78th career triple-double, tying Wilt Chamberlain for 5th most in NBA history. But this was a Trae Young night. He says, I try to live in big moments. I feel like I belong here. Going up against the King, he looked like it.
Sort of like Kyler Murray. A lot of people saw his size and said he probably wouldn't be able to perform, but I'm glad to see Trae have success.
LeBron James, what's up with your guys?
Well, you got to decompress and get away from the game for a little bit. Those guys have a lot more time than I will, obviously. I'll be right back into it in 2 days, but just get fresh, get your minds right, get your bodies right, come back with the notion that we're gonna make the playoffs.
How close are you to the point where you start worrying about the playoffs? Is that getting close?
Until you either make it or don't make it, that's when you worry about it.
Let's go by the numbers. Lakers at the All-Star break, and guys, they are not pretty. LA is 28-29, 10th in the West, 2.5 games behind the 8th place Kings right now. And the last time a LeBron-led team was outside the playoff picture looking in at the break was his rookie season with the Cavs. We should also mention this. The Lakers are 6-12 in the 18 games they've played without James this season. If they had just split those 18 games, they'd be in 4th in the West. Also, poor defense. You've seen it, especially since LeBron James' return has been a major factor. They've allowed nearly 127 points per game over their last 6. That's 2nd worst in the league over that span. And the road doesn't get any easier for this squad. According to our Basketball Power Index, the Lakers have played the 14th hardest schedule so far this season, but the remaining schedule ranks 4th in the NBA.
Here's something else to remember. The 18-11 record that the Lakers had through mid-December. Yes, I know LeBron went out with the injury on Christmas Day. They've now gone 10-18 since then. They have not been awesome since his return, just 2-4 since his return. Where do we want to start? What is the biggest issue with that team right now?
The biggest issue with the Lakers right now is their mindset, and it's a weak mindset. I'm not talking about LeBron James or Kyle Kuzma or even Rajon Rondo, because those guys have performed consistently. If you look at LeBron, he had a beefy triple-double, but I'm talking about the rest of the guys, because how bad do you want it? You're only 2 games back from the 8th position in the West. How bad do you want it? And this is technically shown on defense. They let the Hawks go off on them. 10 threes in the first 12 minutes, the first quarter. That's a franchise record for the Hawks. That shows how bad do you want it. These guys are sort of checked out. Again, 38-point first quarter by the Hawks. This cannot happen if you're fighting to make the playoffs. And I think if you look at this team, they started off the year, yay, I'm playing with LeBron James. Then they got hit with a reality check as the trade deadline came. Now, how mature are you going to be to really make this playoff push? Because yes, you may not win an NBA championship, but you can still make the playoffs. That's something worth to play for.
And it's not going to be easy because the BPI has them favored in just 1 of their next 5 games. They don't play again until February the 21st. Can we get to the other big game? Let's do it. Last night, Celtics and Sixers. The Sixers have been 2-0 since they got Tobias Harris into the fold, but they're 1 and just 1 win. 1-6
I think, yeah.
this season against the Bucks, the Raptors, the Celtics. Ben Simmons.
Hey, put that in the scouting report.
Okay, thank you very much. Simmons 16 points in this one.
He loves the fake handoff. That's in the scouting report, but I see why no one wants them problems right there.
No, because you don't want the revenge, and that's literally what happened on the next play.
Yeah, no, for real though, look at Jason Tatum. A lot of people say this Celtics team gets up only for big games. Well, clearly they do. That's playoff Tatum right there.
Tatum, 20 points,
Slender.
10 rebounds. At this moment, the Celtics trailed by 1. We're going to go with the 4th quarter
Only
now.
that, bro. They hype.
Sixers down 2. Joel Embiid gets the ball down low. Al Horford guarding him. Embiid.
Okay.
And one.
I love this matchup. Embiid and Horford, you've got the best offensive post player against an elite post defender. I would say the best would probably go Bears.
Sixers now trailed by 2. Embiid goes for the shot but misses, and now he is really upset. What do you see?
I mean, okay, there's a lot of contact, but he backed out. I don't know, 50-50.
He does have some choice words.
The referees suck.
Probably going to be out of
Tell me how you really feel, Joel.
after that one. Celtics possession up to Marcus Smart, drive right by Simmons. He only had 8 points, but they came at a pretty crucial time. So Celtics out 4. Al Horford said, look, our backs have been against the wall. They played like it last night.
And are we going to talk about how the Celtics sort of play better without Kyrie Irving?
Well, I was going to get to that in a second. The Sixers, by the way, are 1-7 this season to teams named the Celtics, the Raptors, and the Bucks. The Celtics won this one 112-109, and she brought it up, so let me take you there. The Celtics have actually played better this season when Kyrie does not play. He was out last night with a sprained knee. They are 8-2 without him. But it's more than just the record because the Celtics have averaged more points and they allow fewer points per game when Kyrie doesn't play.
They're locked in.
Here's your Hyundai highlight talking about the Lakers and Luke Walton defending the 3 in the first quarter against Atlanta on Tuesday. There's John Collins hitting a 3, and he would make both of his that he took in the game, both in the first quarter. Torian Prince in the corner. He was 4 of 9 shooting threes. He likes to shoot them. There's Alex Len. He was good. He was 3 of 4. Trae Young only 3 of 9, but Young had a very good game. We mentioned Len was 3 of 4. That's a free throw in the corner. That's the shortest three-point shot you could have, that one in the corner. There's Young again stepping up. Vince Carter was 2 of 3 shooting threes in the game. But this is all in the first quarter. But the Lakers are also scoring points. This is a high-scoring game. Right. Len and then Carter again. It was 38-32 Hawks after 1. The Lakers allowed 10 three-pointers, the most they allow in a quarter in franchise history. The Hawks would win the game.
No better place than to put the Lakers into the lab tonight because I think there's some psychological testing that this team is going through right now, and they're failing in a big way. So what's the fallout when you have 5 guys involved in trade talks and it doesn't happen? You have a team that's not committed to the cause, committed to the little things that win games, and committed to the Lakers, to be honest with you right now. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. These are winning plays. Now here, Lakers still have opportunity to win this game. As this shot goes up, stop it. Right here. Now, here's the ball. It's up on the rim. This is a 5-point game. You take a look down here. Lakers, great position, 3 guys on the inside. Now, what do good teams do in this situation when you're desperate to come up with a loose ball? Well, typically, the 2 guys out here in the perimeter should be leaking in case there's a long rebound. But you're going to take a look and see what actually Brandon Ingram does. He starts releasing up the floor. Kyle Kuzma sort of half-hearts this effort right here. And when this long rebound comes down, the only hawk in the lane, John Collins, is the guy that beats everybody to it. It's winning time in this game, and this is what it leads to. If you don't do the little things, it seems like chaos finds you defensively. Hawks get a layup at a critical time of the game. Now, this one I put in because I thought it was interesting to take a look at LeBron's body language on this, and this is where this team is right now mentally. He's thinking maybe get his screen, probably want to get down to the post and operate out of there. And again, it is a 7-point game, more than enough time. Rondo comes off, pretty questionable shot selection here, but I'm more concerned about this. After the Hawks get the ball, take a look at the body language of LeBron James. You have a time here to win the basketball game, but you've got the Hawks with 4 guys running up the floor, starting their break, and LeBron literally just starts walking up the floor. This is not a team that's connected to each other right now. Stop it here one more time. 5-point game, minute 30. Plenty of time to win the basketball game. This is a simple ball screen, and I don't know what the Lakers are doing here, but you got 2 defenders that don't communicate. If this is a switch, then LeBron should be out here defensively. Look how flat he is. Trae Young's eyes light up. He just goes right down Broadway here, all the way to the rim. And, oh, by the way, the 2 weak side defenders don't even make an effort to come protect LeBron, who's flat-footed. Trae Young beats him off the dribble, gets an and one at a critical time in the game. I was down at Wells Fargo on Sunday. I saw the really abhorrent effort that the Lakers put forward in that game against the Sixers, giving up 143. This team is checked out a little bit mentally right now. I think it's going to be a real difficult task to make the playoffs.
Tim, thank you. Speaking of abhorrent effort, Wait till you see what Anthony Davis had to say about the way his Pelicans played against the Magic. This is the kind of the way it went. This is obviously, Bucci, a very awkward situation every time he takes the floor in New Orleans. All sorts of problems. Ooh. Davis 0 for 6 or worse in the first half in his career. Third time he's done it. First time since 2016. He had 3 points after the game. He said to the team, "We sucked. Oh. Nobody was interested in playing," is what it looked like. This dude was playing. Nikola is something. Don't look now, but the Magic have won 4 in a row. They're on the periphery of the playoff picture. Right now, on the outside looking in, but they got to feel really good as they approach the All-Star break, playing much better basketball, feeling much better than AD and company. Spurs, Grizzlies. The Spurs have dropped the first 4 of their annual rodeo road trip when the rodeo comes to town. Trying to bounce back. This will be a long 8-game stretch. Might be a long night for the Spurs. Avery Bradley from downtown, he had 33. It's a career high. And then, Bellinelli's ankles. Somebody please pick them up. Wow.
I like the Olay with the arm. Get back here.
Got to give a little effort. Grizz up at the break in the 4th. Aldridge got it. Spurs are like, hey. We want to maybe try to snap this losing streak. Yeah, that'll do it. Aldridge, beautiful. And then Jaren Jackson Jr. is at a really nice year. Young kid. Oh. To the rack.
Should have shot it.
Yeah, fouled by Aldridge there. You're right, because now the Rook's got to go to the line.
He could hit that 3, too. That could have won the game.
And now he's got to hit both, Bucci. Oh, yeah, well, you're right. He should have shot it right there. Aldridge at 22. Spurs. Skid is over. Wednesday doubleheader. Can Harden keep it going? The streak is 30 for 30. He'll look to get it to 31 games at 30 or more against Cat and the Wolves. And then we're off to the Rose City, where the Warriors will be a little short-handed. No Boogie Cousins, no Sean Livingston, just resting, obviously, right? The All-Star break upon us. Give them an extra day against Lillard and the Blazers Wednesday on ESPN.